Christopher Aguilar. I'm going to be doing this for Communications 101 for Professor Steve Carroll. This is going to be my informative speech about the process of video game development. So it's going to be a brief explanation. At the very beginning, there's only an idea or brainstorming that people would put on any piece of paper, or just some inspiration that might have hit them like a bolt of lightning. When inspiration could come from anywhere, such as movies, television, comic books, cartoon shows. For the game that they're going to be making, it has to follow the rules of the reality of that world. Like if there were big ass spaceships in the television show that you wanted to make a game of, the game would also have to have these really big spaceships. In any case, when they finished coming up with the ideas, they would pitch these to a publisher who would have to approve the game for production to even begin. So once the publisher does approve the development of the game, they would present to them a design document that details the staff involved, the timeline and schedules that they're going to take to create the game, and also the limitations of the software and hardware for the game they're going to be making. And then after this, the production phase begins. The coding, designs, and story writing should have already been finished at this point. If the game is story based, then it would have storyboards. Like if it was being made for a movie, the cutscenes, dialogue, and characters speaking would be detailed just like in any other movie that's being made. The graphics are also created using the engine that they decided upon with the design document. If at any time the developers feel like they don't know what exactly they should be doing, there's always the goals that they have to reach in order to make sure that the game is released either on time or at the very least finished by the time that they say that they're going to release it. So with the graphics, it's gonna involve textures, 3D models, weather effects, objects in the world, the realistic proportions of the objects in the world, other things like that. So, and then to make sure that the objects would react to how they would in real life, AI wouldn't be needed to create it. This would fall upon the coders of the game, who also create every other facet of the game, such as the mechanics, the menus, the button uses, all sorts of stuff. After all this happens, post-production begins. This is when bugs and glitches would have to be tested and fixed. An alpha version of the game would be sent to a testing crew, who would then play the game until they basically broke it, to make sure that they get all the bugs and all the glitches out of the system. Once they report all of these to the developer, who then makes a beta version of the game, they would then send it back to the testing crew so that they could just bang it out again, just like they did with the alpha version, make sure that all the bugs and glitches have been fixed. Once this process has been finished, they would send it again to the publisher, who would look at it and make sure that it is up to their standards, to their quality of assurance. The standards would involve things like making sure that the right buttons did the things that the publisher expects, make sure that the game is up to their standards, make sure that it's excellent enough to even be released on the system that they wanted to be released on. So once they do all this, they would do the marketing, all the promotion for it, show the public when it's going to be released, how it's going to be released, and what other products they might want to consider releasing alongside it. Once they do all of that, then they could set a release date. Upon the release date, the product is then released in stores to the public so that they could buy and consume it. And that's about the process of video game development, the short version. Thank you.